Hello, hello. Welcome in, everyone. Happy Halloween. I am in my Halloween sweatshirt. I have my Halloween mug with my lemon water in it. And I'm excited to be here with you. Lucky for us, Halloween fell on a Thursday, so we get to hang out together. And I have a special guest with me today that many of you know. She's been on my weekly Spirit Boosts with me before. And we are teaching a class together starting next Thursday on limiting beliefs. I'm sure you've heard about limiting beliefs. I'm sure hopefully by now you know you have them because we all have them. The biggest problem with limiting beliefs is if we don't know what they are, we can't do anything about them. And then once we do know what they are, sometimes people think, oh, I have to say affirmations for 20 years in order to change them. And that's not true. So we are going to be teaching a class starting next Thursday. The link is in the description. But today I wanted to come on here with her and talk a little bit about it. And she's going to do a live clearing with us because if you know Amy, she's a master at it. So I'm talking about Amy B. Scher, the author of the How to Heal Yourself When No One Else Can series, which I happen to always have by my desk because it's best when you're trying to clear, usually daily, which I am. And she's an amazing best-selling author, energy therapist, teaches people how to heal on all levels, even those who have been told they can't heal. We all have the ability to improve our health, whether we realize it or not. So, but of course, limiting beliefs go beyond health. So we're covering it all. I'm going to bring Amy in. If you guys have questions as we are going along here, you can type them in the chat, whether you're live or on the replay. We're happy to stop back in and answer more. But without further ado, let me bring Amy in and let's get started for today.
Hi there. Yay, I'm so happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yes. Thank you for coming on again to the Weekly Spirit Boost.
Of
Happy
course.
Halloween.
Yes, you too.
I'm sure
I'm
it's
not
fun
as
in New York.
festive. Yes, I'm not as festive. I have the right colors, but I'm not super Halloween-y.
Super
Maybe
Halloween.
I need
That's
to
okay.
upgrade a little. Yeah,
It's like gonna be 80 degrees by New York, New Jersey, and I'm
I
still rocking
know.
the sweatshirt because I'm just like, I have to wear
You
something
have to.
Halloween.
I know. I
I have
did the
to do
headband.
it.
That was my thing.
That works. That
Yeah.
works. Okay, so I was telling everybody that we are really discussing limiting beliefs here. So
We are.
we
And we
have
have
our
to be. We have to
and
be.
we have to be.
Yes.
Yes, because even if you are doing, all of the things when it comes to trying to heal or when it comes to, you're eating right, you're doing all of the things. Whether you're using the higher help method to manifest something that you want to manifest. It could be abundance, it could be a relationship, career, anything like that.
Yep.
The one thing we all have in common is there are beliefs that will make the progress slower, cause resistance,
Yes.
create issues. And I know for me, in all the work that I have done on myself, it all is amazing. But without this piece, I don't think I would be where I am today.
Yes.
And right?
I totally agree. I always call the limiting beliefs the jackpot of my own healing. And I was sick for 10 years with a chronic debilitating illness. And it wasn't until I really decided to focus on beliefs that I was like, oh my gosh, there's so much healing potential here because we are driven by our beliefs. What we believe is basically all of us. It's how we see ourselves. It's how we see the world. It's what we expect. It's what we manifest. It's so many pieces that without it, you can clear trauma all day. But if you never touch the beliefs, you're not getting to some of those blockages that are keeping you stuck in any area of your life.
Right. No, definitely. And a lot of them we don't realize we have. We've been living with them forever.
Yes.
So many of them come from our childhood or
Yeah.
from experiences that we've gone through in life that we made a decision about something and then it just kind of keeps getting reinforced and then
Yeah.
it just becomes a block, right?
Yeah.
And so and I always tell people what really sold me on the fact that I needed to work on this was when I found out that literally this is not just a woo-woo spiritual type of concept.
Totally.
This is literally like something going on in our own brains
In
that's
your brain.
preventing us,
Mhm.
right? Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
so, and there's science behind it, right? And that's why when you can find them and shift them, um, you start seeing changes in your life and you're like, how could it be that easy? Well, because when you change the subconscious mind, which is
yeah,
we don't even half the time know what's going on there,
yeah,
it changes what you see in the world, and
yes.
it now all of a sudden you're noticing opportunities that you didn't even notice before, or things are flowing to you easily and you're like, why? And it's like, well, because now your brain is allowing it in because
Yeah.
it's not being blocked.
Yeah, and our behaviors are completely based on our beliefs. What we believe about ourselves, about what we can or can't do, dictates our behaviors and what we actually do to move forward or sabotage ourselves in life. So it's really important to clean up those beliefs. The other thing that I always talk about with beliefs is it's not just it is about manifestation, and it is about redirecting your beliefs to direct different behavior. But the number one thing that I find is stressful for people is what they believe. If you believe stressful things like, I can't heal, I'll never find a partner, I'll always be broke, you are going to be stressed. And if you are stressed, you are not in the place of being able to manifest what you want. You are also not in your best, biggest healing mode, because stress is counterintuitive to healing. And so I like to remind people that beyond just reprogramming these beliefs because we want to see the world in a different way, see our possibilities in a different way, see our future in a different way, we also want to work on beliefs to be less stressed, because that is the key
Yes.
to healing, to manifesting, to allowing all of these things. And then, at least while you're waiting for that manifestation to show up in your life, you feel better in the meantime. And this is what I teach about my healing work too, right? It's like, okay, even if you do a few exercises and you aren't healed immediately, you're probably going to feel a lot better emotionally until you get to that point. And so when we're talking about your work, Tammy, which is really allowing and removing the resistances and all of that, this movement or shift of beliefs can help not only make the thing happen faster or come to you faster, but allow you to have a better experience while you're getting there, which is everything, right? Our day to day and how we
Oh, yes.
feel, if we're less stressed, makes such a difference. So there's so many reasons beliefs are powerful, and that's why we decided we needed two classes to teach it and not just one.
Yes. Yes, because it's about honing in, and like I used to think I'm never going to be able to figure out my own stuff, or
Yeah,
I'm going to have to go to somebody. And you can go to somebody, right? We both do sessions on things like
yeah,
that. But what I found was I can find them myself. There are ways to find them myself. And
yeah,
through the work that I do, I've kind of created a system, which we're going to share,
yeah,
based on the chakras that can help you kind of hone in on your own stuff so that it's not just I have to get a session with Amy or I have to get a session with Tammy, which we don't always have them open anyway, or
yeah,
whomever else you might go to try and clear some of this stuff. In between, you could be chipping away at your own stuff
yeah,
and seeing differences. And
yeah,
it's actually not as hard as I used to think it was.
yeah,
Once you kind of know, oh, here are the things to look for. Here are the and one of the biggest things that I know you have found, even for me, but and I know I've seen for other people, is this feeling of not being safe in some
yes,
way, right?
yes,
So, and that can translate to like, it's not safe to open my heart to a relationship.
yeah,
It's not, even money is not safe. I had to
yeah,
clear at one point, right?
yeah,
And so if you have something around money not being safe, or it's not safe to have money, or something around that, that's when I find like people will say, oh, it's like as soon as I get money, something breaks in the
yeah,
house. Or like as soon as something comes in, all of a sudden an unexpected bill comes and I can't catch up. And it's like,
yeah,
if you believe that it's not safe, you're going to unconscious or subconsciously get rid of it and get rid of it and get
yeah,
rid of it because
yeah,
it's not safe to have.
yeah.
But people wouldn't, you wouldn't, who would, when I remember when that belief came up for me, I was like, what in the
I know.
world? Why do I don't think money is safe? But it's like, who knows what you grew up with, how your
Yes,
parents were about money and all of that stuff. So I find, and I think even with healing,
yes.
I am not safe in this world is stressing
Huge.
out your nervous system, right? It's doing
One of the
everything.
one of the biggest ones I see is I'm unsafe. And the reason is because when we feel, I mean, it's partly our nervous system gives us, when our nervous system is stressed out and we haven't caught up with it, and it's like, oh my gosh, how did I turn in, how did this happen, it's sending a signal to our body we're not safe. But it also goes backwards. If you didn't feel safe, you're sending a signal to your nervous system that you're not safe. If you didn't feel safe
Mhm.
growing up, or who, you went through traumas, whatever it was, we can't always blame our childhood, but we try.
Right.
That cycle just keeps going and going, and then you can feel unsafe in all areas of your life. I'm unsafe in relationships, I'm unsafe in finances, I'm unsafe at work, and then that just sort of snowballs, and here you are with all these different beliefs. And beliefs are really easy to clear. It's the
Yes.
finding them, the getting in the training of recognizing them. And that's one of the reasons we're giving our templates and PDFs as bonuses, because we want everyone to have those worksheets to work from.
Yes,
It's so
yes.
much easier to find, to look at beliefs, and then we're going to teach people how to test intuitively if that's true for them, if they have those beliefs. But
Yeah.
it's harder to come up with them out of nowhere until you're trained, and then you start coming up with all kinds of beliefs.
Oh my gosh, yeah, no, it's crazy. And but I want to point out that you said limiting beliefs are actually easy to clear, because I think
Yeah,
people who maybe don't know your work or aren't familiar with the fact that you can clear things, because a lot of the majority of the clearing techniques I use, I learned from you.
yeah,
And so can you just talk about, like, because I've heard like people say, oh, I've been saying these affirmations for 8 months and I finally feel like something's shifting.
yeah,
And not
yeah,
that there's anything wrong with
yeah,
that, but,
yeah.
like, we wanna do things faster, right?
I
So, can
know.
you just explain, like, how it about clearing and about the fact that it's actually is pretty easy to do it?
Yeah, and I like that you brought up the faster, because you and I are both impatient. And being impatient
Yes.
is actually how I came up with my entire How to Heal Yourself method and techniques, because I was so
Yes.
impatient and I was so sick and everything was falling apart, and I was like, I can't do this for 3 hours a day for a year to see a difference. I need to like do this stuff at a more rapid pace so I can get through more of it. So
Yes.
clearing beliefs, I use 3 different techniques to clear beliefs, which we're going to go into in the 2-part masterclass that we're doing. But one of them is called the sweep technique, which is a subconscious releasing technique. It's a script that you read and repeat, and it has fill in the blanks, and you simply fill in the blank for the thing you want to release and the new belief you want to install. And you read it a few times, and that's all it takes. This is something that I created during my own healing journey. Thousands of people have used it around the world. And the number one email I get about it is, how does it work if it's so easy? And I have to tell people, don't overthink it, just do it, right?
Yes, yes, because we've come to believe that it's hard to
It's hard.
change, right?
Yeah.
It's hard to change these things and they're ingrained in you. And like
Yes.
when I first heard about limiting beliefs, I was like, "Oh, great. Like I can
Another
uncover
thing.
them." But like
Yeah.
how in the world am I going to how long is this going to take me? If I've had
Yeah.
it since I was 5, like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And so
Yeah.
when I started realizing like, no, I can like shift this within a day.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah.
It's like mind-blowing.
Yeah. And I do my own work in baby steps. I mean, limiting beliefs are something that can be endless, but the good news is that you don't have to clear all of them to see a shift, right? But I have
Yes.
a rule for myself that when I'm working on something, I clear 2 blocks a day. And I do it all from my own book. It's so funny. I have my own book here because I literally was using it on myself this morning.
Yeah.
Um, but so we have our twin books, Tammy,
Yes.
yours and mine. And I actually have, look what I have right here too. I have both of our books. These are like
Yay.
my 2 things that I have in
They're like,
retail.
I have my own book here too. Yeah,
Isn't
they're
that
like
funny?
resources.
Right, because
Yes.
we use them. So 2 blocks a day, and it takes me about 10-15 minutes to clear 2 blocks. And so that's all. Once people take this class with us, that's all you have to commit to, is just 2 blocks a day. And it doesn't even have to be every day. I just happen to be working on something right now where I'm wanting to like make it go faster. But these things don't take long at all. The sweep takes 7 to 10 minutes. And then some of the other techniques I'm going to teach only take 5 minutes each. And so you have,
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be hard. And in fact, when it's not hard, it's more healing, because you don't have that stress and that resistance and all of that stuff that comes up
Yes.
with so many healing techniques. So
Yes.
can we show people? Are we ready? Or do
Yes.
you want to take some questions first? It's up to you.
No, no, I was just gonna tell anybody if you're in the chat and you have any questions about limiting beliefs, about what we're talking about the class that's coming up, you can pop them in the chat while we are here. And then let's do some live clearing. Let me make us bigger so that
Okay.
people can see us better. Okay.
Perfect. So we're going to use the sweep technique, which is again a subconscious release technique, and it helps kind of reprogram your subconscious mind, releasing limiting beliefs and installing a new, more positive belief. Most beliefs are programmed before the age of 7, which means terrifyingly, many of us are walking around dictating our lives from a 7-year-old brain. Terrible, terrible idea. I have a nephew who's close to that age, would never allow him to run my life, even though
No.
he's wonderful. That wouldn't be the job I would give him. And so that's why it's so important to update. So I'm going to just tune in actually intuitively to see what belief we can clear together today that I think will be most effective for people. And then we'll go ahead and use the sweep on that. Okay, one comes up immediately, and the one I thought I was going to do didn't come up. So we're going to do the belief I can't. We're going to clear the belief I can't. The belief I can't make X number of dollars a year. I can't heal. I can't find a relationship. The I can't becomes a rule that is stuck in your subconscious mind that dictates all of your feelings, all of your actions. And we can't have you taking actions in alignment with I can't. We want you taking actions and having feelings in alignment with I can. So we're going to go ahead and clear that belief I can't. Now, I want everybody to close their eyes for just a moment, put their hands over their heart, and ask themselves what they're most afraid they can't do. And the first thing that comes up for you is the thing that you're going to clear today. And as you have your hands over your heart, you can hold your intention that today you're going to clear this energy of I can't in relationship to this specific I can't or area of your life. And again, I'm going to read and you're going to repeat after me. And just get comfy and cozy. This takes about 7 to 10 minutes. All right. Even though I have this belief that I can't, and fill in the blank with your specific belief. I acknowledge it's no longer working for me. I give my subconscious full permission to help me clear it from all of my cells, in all of my body, permanently and completely. I am now free to thank this old belief that I can't, fill in the blank, for serving me in the past. When maybe I really needed it. I am now free to release all resistances to letting it go. I am now free to release all ideas that I need to believe I can't in order to keep myself safe. I am now free to release all ideas that I need this I can't belief for any reason at all. I am now free to release all feelings that I don't deserve to let it go. I am now free to release all conscious and subconscious causes for the belief I can't, and fill in the blank. I am now free to release all conscious and subconscious reasons for holding on to it. I am now free to release all generational or past life energies keeping me stuck. I am now free to release all harmful patterns emotions and memories that other people gave to me that make me believe I can't. All of my being is healing and clearing this energy now. Including any stress response, stored in my cells. Healing, healing, healing. Clearing, clearing, clearing. It is now time to install the new energy of self-belief, confidence and ease, and the new programming of I can fill in the blank. Installing, installing, installing. Installing, installing, installing. And so it is done. All right, nice deep breath. Open your eyes whenever you're ready. So easy, right? And I did all the hardest work.
Yes. I always say when I find a belief for myself, or even if I'm working with somebody else, the first thing that I test to see if it will work is the sweep,
Yes.
because it is the easiest thing. Like, I don't mind EFT and things like that because it
Yes.
works and it's beautiful, right?
Yes.
But with the sweep, you don't really have to think about what to say the way that you
No.
do with EFT.
Yeah.
So if I get a yes for the sweep, I'm done. And
Yeah.
that's the one that I go
Yeah.
with, because
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I just have to figure out the belief and then the opposite of that belief that I now want to install.
Exactly, exactly. So everybody's going to have this recording, right? So I suggest people go back and do it maybe 2 more times. If you can, if for people who muscle test and pendulum test, you can test how many times you need to say the sweep to
Hmm.
clear it, completely. But if you don't know how to do that, then you can just do it 2 or 3 times so that you've done it. Now, so once in
Right.
a while, I'll get that I have to clear a belief 7 times, 12 times. Sometimes
Me
it'll
too.
not that often, but sometimes. So it's good
Yes.
to learn how to pendulum test and muscle test, which Tammy teaches. So I teach
Yes.
muscle testing, Tammy teaches pendulum testing. So
Correct.
so it's good to know, because then you're knowing what you need to clear, how many times you need to clear it, what you should clear it with, and it just makes everything quote unquote clearer. But you can
Yes.
do it anyway. Sometimes a guess is an intuitive guess is fine too.
Oh, yeah, totally. And if you don't know how to pendulum test or muscle test, in the class we're actually going to teach you a
Yeah.
super easy way that to do it. That really is one of the only muscle testing ways that worked for me.
Yeah.
Not that they didn't work, but I feel like I was just so much more comfortable with the pendulum that was just like my thing.
Yeah.
Like, I think everybody has their technique that works for them.
I'm so much more
Um
comfortable with muscle testing than the pendulum. Isn't that
yeah,
weird?
it's just it's different for everybody, but we are going to teach that.
Yeah.
And what into that whole thing of the biggest problem is figuring out what it is. What is it that's bothering me? For me, when I started kind of really developing my intuition to the point that I was like, you know what, I think I can work with other people and see if I can help them. I wound up, when I was kind of tuning into people's energy, for me, it was I was being directed to chakras, like
Mm.
I would be pulled to a chakra. And every time I was pulled to a chakra, so like let's say I go to a throat chakra, I would be like, okay, what are they not comfortable expressing? Is it not okay to express? Is it not safe? Is it that you shouldn't? Is it that I can't?
Yeah.
And is it feelings? Is it beliefs? Is it my thoughts? Is it my whatever? So like I started realizing, oh, there's core beliefs that are within these chakras, right?
Yeah.
So if I go to the solar plexus chakra on somebody, I'm like, what are they not confident about? Why do
Yeah.
they not feel powerful, or that they can't step into their power, or they can't own who they are?
Yeah.
So that's sort of how it started working for me. And based on that, I created this, what I call a limiting belief map, that we are going to be talking about teaching and giving in the class, where you can go, okay, what chakra, and we'll teach you how to do this, but what chakra do I have a block in? Is it this one, this one, this one? Then you go to it and you go on the map and you test all the beliefs that fall under that
Yeah.
chakra. And so we're making it super easy,
Yeah.
because I wish I had something like that when I first started, right? Like
Yeah.
it was like, well, how in the world am I supposed to know what is blocking me? It could be
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
And I feel like that combined with, the is it a safety issue? Is it a deserving issue? Is
Yeah.
it a blah 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 blah? And we'll go over all of that. Will really help people feel more empowered
Yeah.
to do it. And your clearing methods, which we're going to be doing like on the class, I'm so excited because we're going to help people find their beliefs live,
Yeah.
and then you are going to take them through clearing on it.
Yeah, yeah, and then they'll
So
have the recordings too, which is nice. I mean, they'll know
yes,
you're all gonna know how to do it yourself, but also people sometimes go, "Oh, I like to hear your voice," or I just like to do it guided. So you'll also
yes.
have that, which is so nice to have.
Oh, definitely. Definitely,
Yeah.
yeah, and it's sort of it just seemed like such a perfect marriage. I mean, we've
Yeah.
only taught one other class together,
I
I think, in the
know.
past,
Oh.
and I was like, "Well, I use all your techniques, and,
Yeah.
like, you're the master when it comes to clearing, and you also are amazing at uncovering people's stuff that's stuck, so,
Yeah.
like, why don't we join together and kind of teach our methods together to give people something to use when
Yeah.
they are stuck?"
Yeah, I love it, and I love that our process are they're a little bit different. Like you
Yes.
go by the chakras. I don't go by the chakras. I
Mhm.
am much more disorganized. I mean, I go by the chakras, except for that's not how information comes to me. So they're going to get your brilliant sort of process within the chakras, but then they're going to get
Yes.
mine's more much more random. Even though we're both Virgos,
Right.
the beliefs just come to me intuitively in no system at all. So
Yeah.
they're going to come, I'm going to share, what comes to me intuitively to clear. And then I'm also going to give a list of the beliefs that I've seen. I mean, I've done thousands and thousands of sessions now. I've been doing this since 2012 full
Mhm.
time. And
Yeah.
so I know those things that just pretty much come up for everybody. So I'm going to give that list. And then they're going to have your map, which really, I mean, working with the chakras is so powerful. So I feel like they're going to get two systems, and our
Yes.
systems are different, even though we do so much that's
We
similar.
do.
I
Yeah,
love
definitely.
that because getting at things different ways is really important.
Oh, yeah, and what I find with the chakras a lot of times is it's like these core things
Yeah.
that are actually affecting multiple areas. So somebody
Yes.
might come to me with a money issue, but if you're not expressing yourself, that's affecting relationships, it's
Yes.
affecting your career, you know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
And the more that I've done it, I do now pick up random things as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I feel like I just love the way that kind of really the universe kind of gave me this chakra thing
Yeah.
because I feel like it really gets to some of those core issues that are affecting multiple things in your life. So if you can shift it, even
Yes.
though you might be stuck around money, you may not even realize that I'm shifting this and now I can communicate at work easier and I can
Yeah.
communicate with my partner easier, you know? So
Totally. I always teach that about chakras because if say your heart chakra is blocked, then it's blocking the energy that's going up to your throat chakra and down to your solar plexus chakra.
yes.
So your energy flows up and down and all other ways. But if one
Yes.
of the chakras is blocked, I find that too with clients that if something's blocked, sometimes they'll come to me with some issue, in their lungs or their chest or whatever. And it's actually the chakra above or below that's blocked and not even the one that
Right.
it seems like. So it's so
Yes.
important to come at it from all angles. And even though you and I now have been doing intuitive work long enough that it comes in, you know,
In
in,
various ways.
in
Yeah.
various ways. When you're starting, you need a system to follow. When
Oh
your
God.
intuition isn't developed to the point that ours is after many, many years and all kinds of experience,
Right.
it helps just, and I actually think that helps train your intuition. I really
It
do.
does because it
Yeah.
started, I swear to you,
Yes.
for me, it started with the chakras, and then it kind of went into, like, random stuff coming in
Yes.
addition to the chakras, right? And so
Yes.
sometimes I get
Yeah.
the belief and then I match it to a chakra now.
Yeah.
I'm like,
So
"Oh, this is a solar plexus thing."
So because I started my study with Donna Eden and her work, I started my process. I learned about chakras too, and I do some work with chakras, but the way things came into me was like through organs, muscles, and glands. So that's where
Oh,
I see things are
yes.
blocking. And sometimes, and I know all the different chakras and what they mean and how to give people hints about what they are because there's those core things in them. But you're like the chakra master, and I'm definitely more like the organ
The
master. So
organ, yes.
yeah, the organ, muscles, and glands. So we have this, it's so perfect because we have these different experiences and these different understandings, and then we can give all of that to our
All of it.
students.
Yes, and
And
then
some
people
people will resonate with one more than another. Is that
That's
what you're going
exactly
to
what I was
say?
gonna say. I
Yeah.
was exactly just gonna say the same. So
Yeah.
for some people, they might go, "Oh my god, I love this," and some for other people, they might go, but that's why, like, I'm all about I'm gonna give you everything, and
Yeah.
then you see what works for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I
I
can't wait.
wish years ago when I was first starting this work, when I first found you, I had no idea how to find my own stuff,
Yeah.
let
Yeah.
alone someone else's stuff.
Yeah.
And there really wasn't any map for me to
Yeah.
try and jumpstart. And like once you jumpstart, you're gonna get so good, and you might even come up with your own way
Your
of
own
doing it
map.
that
I was gonna
has
say that.
nothing to do with what we do. But
Yeah.
it's like you need that jumping off point. You know what I mean?
You do, you really do. And I
Yes.
also think we're gonna give you each of our perspectives and our systems, but it's not gonna be so much that you're overwhelmed. You're gonna have just
No.
enough to find stuff, just enough to get your rhythm going, your momentum going, but you're not gonna have 47 pages. We're only gonna give you a few
No.
pages. So just to be clear, we want people to know that they're what we're giving you is what works and what's curated for our own from our own work, and not
Yes.
everything we've ever learned everywhere, because that's
Right.
never helpful.
No. No, because then you're gonna be too overwhelmed and you're not gonna do it. And
And then
that's
you don't do
not.
anything, and then there's a block in that too. There's too much. I'll never
Yes.
get through it all. So we're gonna keep it simple.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I mean, and obviously we're going to be using a lot of most of your clearing techniques.
Yes,
And you even have one that's chakra tapping, which I
I
love.
do. We'll do that. We will use chakra tapping. We'll
Yes.
use it all.
Yes, yes. Okay, let me see if you guys have any questions right now. My glasses are foggy. If you guys have any questions right now in terms of what we're talking about, in terms of beliefs or in terms of the class, feel free to type them in. I'm just going to go and see if anybody had anything fun to say. Mary
Yeah, and
said
before
hi.
before we get a lot of emails, Tammy, the answer to everybody's question is yes, you will get the replays. Yes, you can keep them
Yes.
forever.
Yes, and
That's
it's
always the question.
yes, and it's too so we are covering a lot, like, so in the first class, it's gonna be how can we start uncovering these things and what are they?
Yeah,
And you're gonna uncover your own stuff and we're gonna do clearing, and then in the second one, we're gonna go more into, that template that I'm talking about with the chakras and all that other stuff. So, it's November 7th and 14th, and
yeah,
yes, you get the replays, like, unlimited access, like, it's not
yeah,
gonna expire, you're not gonna be like, "What if I don't get to it in
yeah,
time?" or anything like that.
yeah.
Okay. Oh, Barb was saying it's 80 degrees. Yeah, can you believe it's 80 degrees here? What is happening?
It's
Like,
wild.
it doesn't feel like
Wild.
fall to me.
Yeah.
That's why I'm boycotting it and I'm wearing my Halloween sweatshirt anyway because it's supposed to be fall weather.
I love it.
Um, okay, we have hello from Michigan.
I went tank top today. I was like, "I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna just do the
You
80 degrees." Yeah.
just embrace the 80
My
degrees.
California roots. I will
Yes.
embrace a summer for as long as it lasts.
I'm sure at some point the sweatshirt will come off, but
Yeah,
I'm forcing myself now.
good, good. Hang on to it a little
um
bit.
Yeah, so Barb said safety is so big. Safety comes up as we don't even realize that we feel like it's not safe to do something, and if
Yeah.
you don't feel like it's safe to do something, it's like impossible. It's almost impossible to
Your b
move forward.
Yeah, your body puts the brakes on it. If you don't feel like it's safe to move forward, and we'll be covering this in class, but if you don't feel like it's safe
Yeah.
to move forward, your body will definitely put the brakes on you moving forward toward the thing you feel is unsafe.
Yes. Yes, there'll be excuses, there'll be procrastination, there'll be things that pop up that you can say, "See, this is why I can't do it." And you're just
Exactly.
like, "But I don't understand why I can't do
Yeah,
it."
I wanna do it. Yeah,
Yes.
exactly,
Yes.
exactly.
Um Oh, Nancy's in my membership, and we did hot seats. We actually did hot seat readings the last couple days. Oh my
Yeah,
god, it was so much fun. She said that was my belief in the hot seat last night. So I don't know if that was safety or I can't remember, Nancy. I know you were the last one that we did.
yeah.
No, I think there was something around safety for her. So maybe that's what she's talking about because
How
I think there
cool.
was something, and it was connected to abundance, actually, if I'm remembering
I
correctly.
love it.
Sylvia loved our clearing.
Yay. Thanks for being
Um,
here, Sylvia.
Yes. Okay, so let's see. Oh, a very blessed morning to you as well. Connected from the Fiji Islands. Oh, that's
Yay.
awesome. Okay, let's see. Oh, wait, I hit the wrong one. Looking forward to the class. Yay! Thank
Yeah, we'll
you.
see you there, Barb.
Okay, so Susanna says start with something small. So how do you recommend people start? I always start with where am I the area that I'm stuck.
Yeah, you could start anywhere. I don't think you need to start small. I think that's a belief that you need to start with something small. Why it's the same 7 minutes for the sweep. So why not start with something big, right? Why start with
Mhm.
something small?
Yes.
But with that being said, if you feel resistant for some reason, then start wherever you want. It doesn't really matter. I find that the body does have an order in terms of priority, where it wants to clear. So if you know pendulum or muscle testing, I just ask, what's the priority thing to clear? Is it this belief, this
Yes.
belief? Just let your body choose. If you don't, otherwise you can just go with your gut or your intuition.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And you can't I mean, you can't it's not like clearing something that's not completely perfect or clear, like it's, you're not going to do harm to yourself by
No.
clearing. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's not like, well, what if I don't have this perfect, or what if this isn't the exact thing? Like, you're still going to be clearing energy. You know what I
Exactly, and
mean?
I say
Yeah.
that on all my group classes. It's like, even if this doesn't apply to you, clear it. There's probably something in there, and even if not, it's definitely not gonna hurt.
Yeah, no, 100% not.
Yeah,
Um, oh, so Janet was asking about pricing. So if you go into the link, in whether you're on YouTube. So in the description, YouTube and Facebook are both here. In the description below, you'll see it's 129 for the 2 classes. And again, you get unlimited access to it and all of the different bonuses. All the
yeah,
information is on that page for you.
yeah.
And again, it starts November 7th, and then we have a second class on November 14th, and we'll probably keep it open for a little bit for you guys to jump in because you get the replays. But we're starting, and we are so excited for next Thursday.
Yeah, I
And
can't
I'll
wait.
I'll remind you guys, I'll be on here next Thursday before class because they're happening at 6 p.m. Eastern. So I'll remind you guys as well then. Okay, so Jackie has a question. Would fear of attracting money, fear of not enough clients, not enough work, saving money to cover all of these areas? Oh, so would fear of attracting money cover fear of not having enough clients, not enough work, saving money, etc.?
It depends, it depends.
Mhm.
I would say, saving money. I would say there's probably a few beliefs in there, and
In there,
when
yeah.
we teach how to figure out what your beliefs are, I mean, a lot of it is, a lot of it is, it depends on if you're having different thoughts about these things. So if fear of not having clients is linked to fear of not being good enough, then that's different than fear around money.
Right.
So we're going to talk about all of this in class, though, so that you can figure out which beliefs are linked to each other and which you need to do separately.
Yes, yeah. So, like, is it fear of not having enough money? Is it fear of having too much money? I mean, there's a lot of different things, I guess, that can fall under
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, when I created the map, I was like, okay, it'll be easy. So if you know there's fear around money, where is it within that? And then also looking at some of Amy's templates, where is it within that? And then we're going to teach you to test so you find the exact thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that you'll know, oh, okay, wait, there's a couple beliefs here. And we're going to do a live exercise in the first class that's going to help you find multiple beliefs that are keeping you stuck in one area.
Yeah.
I promise you is easier for you to do this for yourself than you think because of the tools that we're going to offer.
Yeah.
Um, okay, let's see. Oh, Barbara says same with fear of spending money.
Yeah, these are
Um,
all gonna be so specific based on you. This is why
yeah,
you have to learn, how to find your own beliefs, because also somebody if 5 different people can come to me, for the same, I'm afraid of flying, I'm afraid of traveling, and they'll have
right.
different beliefs. It's not the same thing. That's why you need to learn to
Hmm.
just, use the tools, and then also use some of the what we're gonna teach is how to know what your stuff is, what's specific to you. You can change some of the beliefs. If you see a belief on a template or something that we've given you, you want to change a word, do that, customize things, just
Yes.
to make sure you're getting your specific belief. Some people don't resonate with, you know, um, a certain word or something, and you can change all that and it still works.
Yes, yeah, totally. Because if you feel like you're afraid to spend money, like, is it that you feel like you don't deserve to spend money? Is it
Exactly.
that you're afraid of not having enough, right? Like, there's so many things that can fall under that. And that's why, like, once you can learn how to check and test and get down to that specific thing and you clear it,
Yeah.
maybe there's a second or third one under money, but, like, as you're clearing them, things start changing in your outer world. You start getting unexpected opportunities to make money, or
Yeah.
unexpected, like, I still talk about, like, randomly an insurance company that I hadn't had for years, a health insurance company that was when I was working in New York City, sent me, like, 5 years after I was with them, a random check of $500 saying, "We owe you money." Like, when do you ever get an
I love
insurance
that.
company
Yeah.
to be like, "Hey, we owe you this money"? What? No.
I
But when
know.
you start releasing resistance, these crazy things start happening to you.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, it's so insane. Okay, so let me just see. Amy is saying, "Love you both." Thank you. Once you clear, is that when your intuition starts improving?
I definitely think the more you clear, the better your intuition gets. I mean, the class
Mhm.
isn't about intuition, but I would just say on a general level, the more you clear, especially around things, Amy, like I can't. There's some general beliefs that may apply to many different things in your life. But I think generally, the clearer you are of your own emotional baggage, and that includes these limiting beliefs, the better intuition comes through for sure.
Yes. And you can clear limiting beliefs blocking intuition as
Yes,
well. If that's like
totally.
an area where you're like, I don't know, I just can't connect. Like, do you have this belief that I'm just not that intuitive,
Yeah.
or, I'm not good enough with my, or whatever it might be in terms of, opening your intuition, there can 100% be blocks. I've had people come to me for intuition, and it's like they have this belief from years ago growing up in a certain, religious belief system where like it's not safe to be intuitive, or it's
Yeah.
not safe to open my intuition. So yes, I agree that the more you clear, the more everything starts opening, but you can even clear things specifically
Yeah.
around intuition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just as a side note for intuition, perfectionists are the worst because they're afraid to be
Right.
wrong. So it takes us the longest to have clear intuition because we overthink it and we're afraid to be wrong and imperfect, and we make the stakes so high that how can we be a channel for whatever comes through? So Amy, if that
Yes.
applies to you, that's another little tip.
Oh, definitely. And I think one of the biggest things that I struggled with, what and I know other people struggle with because I've seen this, is trusting. I
Yeah.
can't trust myself, or I
Yeah.
can't trust my
Yeah.
intuition. And if you have that, that's a whole other,
That's a whole
thing that
other
could
thing.
be
That's a
could be
belief though.
blocking.
That's a belief that they can clear once
Exactly.
once they take our class and learn how to do it.
Once you figure it out,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah, that's all crown chakra stuff
Yeah.
that I find. And sometimes there's overthinking and overanalyzing, and that is blocking stuff from coming in, which
Yeah.
again, Virgo, so
Yes.
overanalyzing is
Yeah.
my jam.
Yeah, me too.
But anyway, okay. So, oh my gosh, we've been on for over 45 minutes. So, thank you, Amy, for joining me on
Yes,
this.
thank you for this is so
Love
fun.
yeah, I love talking about beliefs. It's just such a huge thing that no matter what you're working with, no matter what you're doing in your life, no matter what area, no matter what belief system you have, spiritual system you follow, beliefs are an issue.
They
And
are.
so and I've just seen such a huge difference in my life. So I love being able to talk about it and help people with it and pass it on, because it's such a universal thing.
It
So
is.
I'm thrilled that we are going to do the class
Yeah,
together.
I'll see
I
you I'll see you
cannot
hopefully
wait.
a lot of you Thursday too.
Yes, it's going to be so much fun. Again, the link is below. Be sure to like the video on your way out to let us know that you've enjoyed our time together.
Yeah,
And don't forget, you have access as soon as I get off. The replay should be available here. So
great.
go back, do that sweep again, and you can really plug. You can do that sweep that we just did here for any area where you think you can't do something, because
Yep.
she left that plug in, right?
Yep.
So go back, do it. You can't over clear. You're not going to mess yourself up. So
Nope.
don't feel like, what if I do it too much? Um, it's just it'll just keep chipping away. So thank you, Amy, for being here. Thank you, everybody, for joining us and participating. You guys are the best. If you're watching this on the replay and you have a question, drop it in, and we will get back to you. And of course, I will be back here next Thursday, reminding you of the class, talking about other stuff. Maybe I'll give you an update on my cats by then again. Who knows? But thank you all, and have an amazing, wonderful weekend. Have an amazing Halloween. If you're doing anything, handing out candy, going out with kids. I live really far from the street, so we never get any trick-or-treaters, which is sad. But I always leave you with, do something this weekend, whatever it might be, that brings you joy, that makes you happy, no matter how big, no matter how small, because that will boost your vibration, that will open you up to the signs that are coming in. It will make you feel good, and you deserve it. So I will see you all next week, and start working on those beliefs. Come back and do this sweep again.
Yep.
Bye,
See y'all later.
everybody.
Bye.